Minako's Room is a short horror video uploaded by the Korean animation channel VIVINOS, a channel that I've become quite familiar with. The video is about Minako, a young girl, her friend Gyaruko, and her new pooch Pochi. I'll quickly break down the video, then go over what I think the video's narrative / my interpretation is about, as well as some of the video's secrets and Easter eggs. The story follows what seems to be Minako's blog posts or her own 90s style website, aptly called Minako's Room. The point of view of the video seems to be from a phone screen, as the video is in a 720 by 1280 resolution. The phone goes through Minako's diary entries, showing us her past posts. We see a photo with her and her friend Gyaruko. Gyaruko is dressed in leopard print clothing. Keep that in mind for later. We then see a picture of some ice cream, followed by a picture of Minako's new friend, Pochi, a nice looking Shiba. The next picture shows us Minako seemingly wearing Gyaruko's clothes, the leopard print from earlier. The picture titled, "My Favourite Clothes," but there seems to be something in the background. Suddenly, over a month later, Minako makes an entry saying, "I'm so sad that Pochi passed away today, my poor Pochi," showing a picture of a small mound with a cross next to it. The next post is quite a tonal shift as it returns to the more cutesy style of entries, talking about how she wants to eat a parfait. The next post, however, is quite unsettling. Does anyone know when the meat rots if I put it in the ground? This post makes it seems more like an online blog than a simple diary entry, as she seems to be asking someone, perhaps her followers, a question. The next post is 5 days later, and only 3 words long. Can't fall asleep. The next post is just 3 dashes, looking like an ellipses, suggesting that she's gone quiet. The screen then glitches to show us a block of text that repeats and repeats itself constantly, with some names being interchanged. Minako will pig out, it's all Minako. It's all Minako, Minako will bite. The phrase repeats itself on a loop, but with Pochi being interchanged with Minako at random intervals. We then get a flash of some cute eyes, as well as some pink legs dangling from the top of the screen, which quickly turns into more sinister blank eyes, and the legs grow darker as well. The screen then suddenly glitches with random letters and numbers, which sometimes have the previous phrases hidden in them. It's all Minako, Pochi will pig out, etc. An error message then appears on screen, filled with a single word, Pochi. Another message shortly appears after, but this error message is a lot more important than it looks, but I'll discuss it later. Error messages then fill the screen with nothing but question marks. 3 images are then shown to us. These images are more sinister versions of the posts from earlier. The first image shows us the image of Minako and Gyaruko from earlier, but Gyaruko's face has become much more eerie. Her eyes have become black voids, and her face has become featureless and nightmarish. The next image is of our humble little pup Pochi, but this time a bloody severed arm is held in his jaws. The next image is the My Favourite Clothes post, but now the image seems to be in a slightly different position, so we can see slightly off camera. We see a bloody wall as well as someone seemingly slumped over next to said wall. Since the image is a low resolution and on top of that the colours have been altered, it's kind of hard to make out for definite, but it very much seems like a corpse. We are then met with static as we see Minako hiding in the darkness until we hear a light switch, and she disappears. The light switch flicks again, forcing Minako right in our face as she wears a blank, unblinking stare. The camera then glitches and forces Minako even closer to our faces as a distorted nursery rhyme-like chime plays in the background, whilst incoherent whispering can be heard. The video then cuts to black and ends. So, what just happened? In my opinion, the narrative follows a girl, Minako, who murders her friend, Gyaruko, as well as her dog Pochi, after Pochi finds Gyaruko's body and manages to snag a piece of her corpse. We know that it's more than likely that Minako killed Gyaruko, given the fact that we see Gyaruko wearing leopard print in the only photo we see of her, and later on we see Minako wearing those same leopard print clothes whilst a body is seemingly behind her. On top of that, we have the distorted version of the photo of Minako and Gyaruko together, where Gyaruko's face is morphed like this. On an unrelated note, this image unsettled me a lot more than it should. and I think it's because it reminded me of this old Easter egg from Sonic CD of all things, in the sound test menu. Anyway, that always really creeped me out, but I digress. I tried to take a look at the whispers I heard at the end of the video, but I couldn't make them out. I couldn't tell what they were saying. And I also couldn't recognize the small tune that plays at the end either. So if you can recognize that, please feel free to let me know. The video is very different to every other VIVINOS video. Unlike VIVINOS' other videos, there seems to be a lot less up for interpretation here. But as a result, there is a lot more hidden inside this video. So let's talk about what this video is hidden. And trust me, there's a little bit of a rabbit hole here. I won't lie, upon initially viewing this video, I wasn't going to make an explained video about it. But when it released, I decided to take a look at VIVINOS' Twitter to see if they'd said anything about their upcoming music video. But upon going through VIVINOS' Twitter feed, I saw this. Thank you, Twitter user at @OneColo for spotting this. Not gonna lie, if it weren't for you noticing this, I probably wouldn't have made this video. Wukolo had discovered that some of the random code that appeared on screen wasn't random. It was in fact a base 64 encoded message. And when decoded from base 64 into normal characters, you get this, an Instagram link. Initially, it looks like he's cracked the code, but no, not yet. The link is dead, it doesn't exist. VIVINOS replied to Wukolo's tweet saying that you should try it in a variety of ways. Then, Wukolo came through again and realised that if you remove the underscore in the link, it takes you to this Instagram page. BWLUQWTW. Right now, this page is pretty vacant. It follows no one, is tagged by no one, and has only a single post. The post itself doesn't tell us anything. It's seemingly Minako holding up what seems to be a wallet or something with a photo of her and Garuko. But I have a theory. The way that the link to this Instagram page was discovered felt very much like an ARG or an alternate reality game. And once I realised that, it got me thinking a bit. I believe that this Instagram page will post more at some point in the future. I think that it will post more when either the Instagram profile gets a certain amount of followers, or the YouTube video, Minako's Room, gets enough views. I don't have anything to support this, but I have a bit of a feeling, a bit of a hunch, because I've seen some ARGs work like this in the past. I'll leave a link to the Instagram profile in the description, so feel free to follow and keep an eye on it if you want. I'll also leave a link to Wukolo's Twitter in the description as well, because that dude was on the ball. He was trying to solve this little puzzle as soon as the video released, so hats off to him. Once I thought of this video more so like an ARG than a VIVINOS video, I decided to try and go through the video to see if I could notice anything. Change the brightness to see if there was some hidden text, freeze framing on everything I could see to see if anything hidden. But so far I've got zilch. I tried taking a look at the error messages that constantly change, but I couldn't glean anything from them. Maybe there are other secrets hidden inside the video, but I couldn't find any, but maybe you can. Also, real quick, I couldn't find a place to fit this in the script, but Garuko gets her name from the Japanese term gyaru, which is like a fashion trend in Japan of like having bleached hair and fake tan. I thought that was just like a cool little thing. In conclusion, this video is quite simple on the surface, following the narrative of a girl who murders her friend and her dog, and keeps a serial killer-like manifesto about it on her phone. But if you look a little bit deeper, it hides hidden codes that require you to decode them and look away from the video itself. In my opinion, I feel like this video may lead to a larger ARG or something similar in the future. But right now, the Instagram page acts like a neat little tie-in to this creepy video. So overall, I like the direction that VIVINOS is taking this channel right now, and I'm really looking forward to see their next project.